All right, so want to get hyped for some hoops. We're diving deep into the NBA, everything from who's looking good for the championship to those teams, well, maybe playing the long game.
We're breaking down all those storylines, the contenders, the teams on the rise. Get you ready for tip-off. It's going to be wild.
Absolutely, and things get started quick. October 22nd is opening night. 82 games, every team got to be in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
And all that leads to the playoffs, then the championship.
Can't forget about the play-in tournament now. It really throws a wrench in things. Teams finishing 7th through 10th, they get another shot to fight their way into those playoffs. Makes those final standings even more important.
Looking at the East, the Celtics, they're coming in as champs, but man, the Knicks, the 76ers, they made some big moves wide open.
Yeah, the East is loaded. Celtics, they got that experience, know how to win. But those Knicks, they landed Karl Anthony Towns. The guy's a double-double machine. Could be what they've been missing. And then there's the 76ers. Paul George joins Embiid and Maxey. Forget about it. Going to be a battle for sure.
And over in the West, everyone's got the Thunder picked as the favorites. But don't count out the Nuggets, Mavericks, Timberwolves, or the Suns.
West is always up for grabs. Nuggets got that championship pedigree. Thunder have the young talent. And Luka. Never count out Luka and the Mavs. And hey, mark your calendars. October 22nd, Lakers, Timberwolves. LeBron might just make history.
Right, LeBron and Bronny. Biggest question of the season, won't they share the court? First father-son duo, can you imagine?
The hype is real, right? Bronny checks in, maybe even guarding his own dad. Talk about a moment. And speaking of incredible, the MVP race is going to be something else. SGA, Luka, two statistical monsters going head-to-head.
I mean, everyone knows these guys are good, but last year, different level. SGA, over 30 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds a game, and Luka, averaging a near triple-double the whole season. Wild.
It's more than just the stats, though, right? Got to look at the teams. If the Mavs are at the top, Luka's got a real shot. Same for SGA and the Thunder if they live up to the hype.
And then there's this whole other thing shaking things up. Cooper Flagg, not even in the league yet.
17 years old, generational talent, everyone's saying it. Teams are already thinking about him, even if it means, well, maybe not trying to win every single game this season.
The tanking game is real. Bottom of the standings, better chance at the #1 pick in 25 when Flagg's eligible. Gotta love the strategy.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah.
But back to who IS playing this year, two big moves really shifted the balance. Paul George to Philly, Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks.
Paul George, he joins Embiid and Maxey, instant big three. 76ers are contenders, no question.
He brings the scoring, the defense, the playoff experience, everything you want. That team is already good now. Scary hours.
Then you've got KT, Mr. Double-Double himself, taking his talents to the Big Apple. Knicks have been waiting for a guy like him. This could be their year.
Four-time All-Star, dominant, changes their whole offense. Don't forget, they were already a top team in the East last year.
We're talking about a career averages of 22 points, 10 rebounds. Only 10 players in history have done that.
Absolute beast. To really get a sense of how this is all going to shake out, though, probably good to look at where things left off last season. Bit of context.
Right, so Celtics, top of the East, 64-18, dominant. Hard to argue with that.
Knicks right behind them. Then the Bucks, Cavs, Magic, Pacers, 76ers. It was tight. Going to be even tougher this year.
And the West. Thunder, Nuggets tied at the top, 57-25. Timberwolves, Clippers, Mavericks, Suns, Pelicans, all right there. Wild.
The West is always a wild ride. This year's no different. Looking at those standings, one thing's clear. This is a league where anything can happen.
No doubt, the West is always a battle. And hey, speaking of battles, it's not just about what's happening here in the States anymore. The NBA is going global.
Right. November 2nd, Miami Heat, Washington Wizards, they're facing off in Mexico City.
Mexico City, that's awesome. Love that they're bringing the game to fans all over the world. That atmosphere is going to be electric.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And it doesn't stop there.
Right.
We're going to Paris, January 23rd and 25th. San Antonio Spurs, Indiana Pacers, 2-game series.
Paris. Man, sign me up for that trip. Eiffel Tower in the background, Wembanyama going for a slam. Talk about a postcard moment.
Speaking of must-see matchups, though, back here at home, got some serious rivalries brewing. Anytime the Lakers and Celtics get together, you know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And with this whole Luka, SGA MVP race, those Mavs Thunder games, intense.
For sure. And don't forget about Philly. They got their new big three. Every time they go up against another contender in the East, feels like a playoff preview.
Speaking of the playoffs, that's where things really get interesting. That play-in tournament, man, throws a whole other level of excitement in there.
Yeah?
Teams that might be on the outside looking in still have a chance. Keeps things interesting down to the wire.
You remember that crazy play-in game a couple seasons ago and Well, maybe we shouldn't get lost down memory lane. We could talk about classic playoff moments all day.
We could, we could. But that's what's so great about this league, right? That passion, that history. From opening night to the finals, every game, every possession got the potential to be legendary.
Absolutely love that about this league. So, as we get ready for what's sure to be another amazing season, we want to hear from you. What storylines are you most excited about? Who you got winning it all this year?
Nothing beats that feeling,
Mm.
right? New season, anything's possible. We're here to break it all down, all the twists and turns, the amazing plays, those last-second shots. It's going to be good.
You know, it's crazy how global the game has become. I mean, we talk about these teams, but the talent comes from everywhere, you know?
No doubt. It's worldwide. We mentioned those international games they got coming up, but honestly, it's bigger than that. Look at the MVP trophy the last few years. Giannis, Jokic, then Giannis again.
Yeah.
Global icons, man.
And it's not just the superstars either, right? Guys from all over the world making their mark on the league. Pretty cool to see how far basketball has come.
Makes the game more exciting. That's for
Mhm.
sure. All these different styles, different skills. It's like its own language.
It really is. So we've covered a lot of ground today. Contenders, the trades, LeBron and Bronny, the MVP race, you name it. As we wrap this up, what's the one thing you want listeners to remember?
Simple. The NBA. Anything can happen. Get ready for a wild ride. Surprises, breakouts, those moments you don't see coming. That's what makes it so great.
Couldn't agree more. Enjoy the season, everyone. It's going to be a good one.
And keep your eyes peeled. Never know what crazy play or upset is right around the corner.